Evening, welcome to it. This is the Private Property Podcast, where we provide you with valuable knowledge and information on all things property related. Whether you are a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or you're just looking for some expert advice, we have got you covered. All you have to do is tune in every Tuesday and every Thursday at 7 p.m. for tips, insights, and expert advice on all burning topics related to property, because this podcast is brought to you proudly by Private Property. Remember, you can find your new home on privateproperty.co.za. Welcome to it. It's the Private Property Podcast. On tonight's episode, we'll be exploring some of the safety precautions that women in real estate have to keep in mind. Joining me in studio to unpack this sad but necessary topic is Katlego Monareng, the CEO and founder of K Properties. But before we dive into that conversation, please remember to comment below and share your thoughts about today's show. You can join the conversation by using the hashtag find your new home on privateproperty.co.za and hashtag the Private Property Podcast on all social media. We'll be keeping an eye out for all of your posts, and we may even feature some of your comments on the show. Because this is the Private Property Podcast, where we give you all of the valuable information you need to know about all things property. Back to today's episode, though, like I did say, I've got Kay from K Properties with me. Kay, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. How have you been?
It's been, 2-3 weeks? But I'm good. It's good to see you again. You look lovely.
Thank you so much.
Gorgeous.
My post-wedding glow.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, I've got
You
a
look
new surname
amazing.
and everything.
Ooh, signature vibes, home affairs vibes.
I haven't practiced the signature, actually.
Why
I have
not?
to do it.
Please, that's like home affairs standard procedure vibes.
Yeah, I have to.
Now you're taken officially. Yeah, officially.
Love this for me. Hello, my wife at home. Love you so much. Back to property. My producers tell me you're the one who actually pitched this particular topic. We're talking safety, we're talking about women in property, and just how to keep your wits about you all of the time. Why is this so important for you?
I think it's important to not shy away from the current economic climate that we're facing. And everyone does want to make money. It's tough, and I've witnessed and I've seen how real estate agents, particularly women, because that's why I proposed this topic, is that they just want that money. So if you get an inquiry for a property that you've listed, the first thing you want to do is check the seller's availability without even taking into consideration that it might just be someone that wants to scam you or has other motives apart from the right one, which is buying the property. So not everyone is inquiring on property because they want to buy it, but people are inquiring because they're taking chances. People are actually going out there because we just want this money. Let's make it a quick thing, and forgetting that there has to be some things that you need to consider before you take that person for viewing. You need to pre-qualify that person to check. You need to see if really it is valid. It is someone that wants to buy property, someone that's interested in buying property, and not just someone trying to take chances. And because of your desperation, you just end up getting your life in danger.
So what precautions would you advise that people take?
From my experience, I also used to be like that. Like, if I get an inquiry, I just get excited. Oh my goodness, yay.
Like off you go
Yeah,
in the
off you
car.
go in the car, yeah.
Nice to
Are you
meet
there?
you.
I just want to bring someone. No, but now when someone
That time
inquires,
you're in a house by yourself with a stranger.
Exactly, in the middle
South
of nowhere.
Africa.
So what I'd advise and what I did then is to pre-qualify the buyer first. So ask for all necessary documentation, all the FICA documents, so that I can take them through the pre-qualification. And if they are qualified, I want the proof of the pre-qualification certificate. And with so doing, I also, depends when and where the property is, when they want to view. But I'd also advise that apart from the FICA documents and pre-qualification, you ensure that the person that you are taking for viewing, I think the best way to phrase it is that take someone with you, right? Take a colleague with you. And if not that, then make sure that it's daytime. It's showtime. It's show day, daytime. If someone inquires on the property, you have control of the time. You have control of the date. So I want to view, okay, firstly, pre-qualification certificate. Secondly, take a colleague with you if they are open to that. Thirdly, make sure that you make them view daytime and not evening viewings, and share your location, share with people around you, share with your family, and just ensure that you are not alone when you do the viewing. Ensure that everything is in check in terms of where they are viewing, what time it is, and so forth.
It really annoys me that we have to live in a time where you now need to think, who can come with me to my job?
Of course.
Because if I go by myself to my job, something awful might happen to me. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that speaks volumes about the society that we're living in. But
it's really sad. We do want the bag. We do want to secure the bag. But what are you doing in that process of securing the bag? Because the day and time that we're living it now, now, you can't afford to be reckless, and you can't afford to be, just...
That's my thing, though, is that, it's not recklessness, right? It's just conducting yourself and your business.
Sure.
Let's not normalize nonsense and then call it recklessness on our part, because it's not our fault.
That's a good point.
But it's fine. Take precautions.
It's
no, it is. It's winding me up because it's like,
But unfortunately, that's where we are.
That's where we're at. But it's not our fault that's where we're at.
Of course, it's not
Wearing
our fault.
a short skirt is not my fault. I like to wear short skirts.
It's just the justice system as well. There's
no recourses.
We tried. Okay, we tried with the marching. We tried to reach out to the necessary people, our leaders, to say do something for us, but unfortunately, you can't wait for someone to protect yourself. You need to take the first step. That's where we're at now.
It says a lot about a society when the women and the children in that place can never feel safe.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you have any safety tips for pre and post viewings? What am I on the lookout for? Other than now, the pre-qualification, obviously,
sure.
I'm going to go. Maybe someone's going to go with me. Maybe I get the security guard from the complex to sort of loiter nearby while I do this viewing with this person. Maybe I keep a taser on me. What are you saying?
Okay, so I also highly recommend that when you get listing appointments and when you get people that want to view, you sort of collect everyone's data together, so that when you do the viewing, you're not doing it for one person, because you're also saving time, you're saving costs as well. So if there are 3 people that are inquiring, wait for 2 more people, and you know that on Saturday you're having a show house and you're not alone. Definitely not alone. When you do a show house, you have 2 or 3 people or more, and all those 5 people are coming through to view the property. And that also gives you an opportunity to get more sales in and options, because you'll get different offers on the table. You're not only taking 5 people in, but you're having an extra 6 or 7 that walk in to view the property. So I would really highly recommend that when you do viewings and you want to keep yourself safe, unfortunately, take that route. I know I've mentioned pre-qualifications and so forth. And for me, that is also very important, because you have access to that person's information to see if they match the profile or whatnot, So do that show house on a Saturday. Know that you are killing 3 birds with 1 stone.
This is so sad.
I know. I can see.
And now my mind is working. I'm also okay, what if also you let the person go and look in the rooms by themselves? Because sometimes the key's in the door, and what if now you're in the room and then they turn around and they close the door and they lock you in, and then now bad things are happening to you.
Another thing you can do is take classes. Unfortunately, that's where we are right now. You don't take the classes because, oh my goodness, it's interesting. But you have to be intentional about having those classes for self-defense, self-protection. Carry something with you in the car, But for me, the most safest thing that I can even think of at the top of my mind, because I've been through such things, is the show house, the open viewings, where you are not alone, a group of people, I said previously, you have 6 or 7 other people walking in to view the same property at the same time. And maybe the sellers might not even be comfortable with a lot of people coming in, but you need to then show them the importance of having, or rather the advantage of having 5 or 6 people viewing the property in one day, because you can't have 5 people every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. People are actually coming in every day. It gets tiring as well. Also, you need to consider the seller's safety. Some people are not, unfortunately, some people are even not, regardless of the fact that they're qualified.
They have no interest in buying that house.
They have no interest in buying that house, but we just want our foot in, you know? So you also need to take in consideration the seller's safety as well. So as opposed to the person viewing every day or different people viewing every day, make it one day. Make it on a Saturday, make it on a Sunday, Saturday morning, Saturday the whole day for show houses.
How common are incidents?
Lately, it's very common. I read 2 last week. I saw 2 last week, 2 articles where women were, particularly women, were robbed of their positions. And with that being said, I'd also advise that when you have a viewing, leave your valuables in the car and just go out. And also when you are in the car, just check the surroundings and check that everything is in check, everything is okay. If something looks dodgy, don't shy away from that. If something looks like it's off, it's not your fear, it's not your mind playing tricks on you. You're not imagining it. Your life is worth more than that commission. And I'd advise that you drive past. Just, your life comes first. If something is dodgy, you'd instantly see it and feel it. And don't shy away from that. Drive away, you know? So yeah, I can see you're so upset. I'm so sorry, but unfortunately, yeah. And it would be nice to have one of our leaders here with this topic and have our leader advise something.
Don't get me started.
I know, so.
But fine, speaking of, accountability,
yes.
Would you say there's enough support within the property sector for women in real estate when it comes to this kind of thing?
I wouldn't say that.
And sorry, I'm not saying this kind of thing. I'm not shying away from the words. I'm not shying away from the words assault.
Yes.
I'm not shying away from the word rape.
Yes.
I'm not shying away from the word robbery. I'm not murder, harassment, being touched inappropriately, being spoken to inappropriately.
Sure,
I'm not shying away from saying those things.
Yeah.
Where is the recourse now when this happens? Is there a body we can speak to? We go to the property ombudsman and we say there are incidences and occurrences of do something.
Yeah. You can speak to the property practitioners to sort of like have a petition for us. But it's so sad to say that even when we make those kind of steps, it's very rare for you to see the outcome being implemented correctly. Sometimes it's just standard procedure. It's just, and it saddens me because at times I see people going out of their way to raise their voices to say, this is what's happening. This is how we're being impacted. But we hear speeches and speeches and speeches and promises, and then nothing is done or implemented. I've never even heard or seen someone that protects women in real estate for such instances. Nothing. And unfortunately, even when you go to the police station, people will tell you it's not that deep, or we have, bigger cases than this. So that's why it's very important for you to just take your own measures, because God forbid anything happens to you, who will you blame? And I'd also,
I'd blame the perpetrator first and foremost.
And I'd also would advise that every real estate company puts the interest of their workers first. I understand that we have sales, we have targets, people have to sell properties and so forth. But now with the current condition of our country and where we are, it's a group thing, it's a team thing for people to come together, and seniors in real estate positions to come together and say, what can we do? This is not just about sales, but what can we do to even support our own? And this is also an opportunity for someone to see a gap in the market to protect women.
I'm so angry.
I can see, it's really touching you. It's a touchy topic, but it's necessary conversations.
So what advice would you give to a woman now thinking of becoming a property practitioner after watching this episode?
Well, look, it's not an easy industry, and when you don't have passion for it, I see people coming in the industry for like a month and then gone, you know. I see people join in excited, max 6 months, and then it's gone. So don't just join for the sake of getting the money. If anything, right now you need to think of other ways in real estate that can, you know, generate income for you in real estate. Think of a marketing platform that can generate income for you. You know, think out the box. Apart from selling properties and helping buyers to buy a property, look at other means to make a name in the real estate market. And when you don't have passion for it, unfortunately, you will not last in this market. So don't look at it as it's a side hustle thing. I just want to see where it goes. If you want to join property, be intentional about making it in the industry. You're so upset. I'm so sorry.
Because now I just want to tell everyone, fine, be passionate, love property, everything that she said. But I also just want to say, carry a taser.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a baton? Like, what do you do? Do you have a taser?
No.
So you're just walking into these houses and trusting the Lord?
No, I don't.
I mean, yes, trust the Lord, but you...
Yes, of course I trust. Yes, of course. Of course I trust in God, but I think because of my experience, I was reckless. At times. I would go alone, but at times...
That's not reckless. That's you doing your job.
I understand
No, you need to move away from speaking in this way because it's got a lot of... it tastes of victim blaming. There's no such thing as being reckless. There's no man who's ever going to say to you, I was reckless by leaving the office as a property practitioner to go to a viewing to show it to a potential client.
Yeah.
It is not reckless to be doing your job the way that your job is done.
Correct. Granted. But what I would do when I was alone or how I'd feel, I just feel like this is off.
And I'll
just share my location with someone I trust. I'll just share my location. This is where I am. This is the viewing that I have. But most of the time, I would go with someone else. Even if it's not a colleague, I'll just take someone with me. And I always aimed at having my viewings on weekends, like I'm advising. So I would take someone with me. And if I do feel some kind of way, I'll share my location. And if the seller is there, I'd also feel at ease. Because I can't go there alone. The seller needs to be there if I am alone, you know. So those are the kind of things that also helped me.
Yeah, okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's...
so sorry. It's a touchy subject.
It's not... It's a necessary subject.
Yeah.
And I think we will be surprised by the response we would get to airing a conversation like this. I think there are many people in this industry who have fallen victim to very many heinous crimes that they perhaps have not spoken, and they were just trying to do their job.
Yeah, man.
That's it. And I wish there was something we could do in terms of recourse. And I think that is something that this industry needs to look into quite seriously.
Of course.
And quite urgently because it's not okay. And if that is something that has happened to you, I suppose I would encourage you to speak up and say something and form some kind of support network within this space because
yeah.
I hate
Got it.
feeling
And
unsafe.
it's not recklessness, ne? Like you said.
Let's not victim shame. Let's not victim shame. Blame. Listen, we're going to leave it there.
Okay.
I'm seeing flames. My anger is peaking. I wish I could call the SAPS right now. Not that they'll answer. And then just put them on speakerphone. I just know. Honest. I mean.
Yo, that's so sad.
No shade, but.
Yo. Yeah.
Anyway. That is all we have for you this evening. This has been the Private Property Podcast. I am Sibs Malaba Matiela, and I will see you on the next episode. Good night and stay safe.